Welcome to Fireside Giants. My name is Alex. Joe Judge reports are flowing right now, guys. Josina Anderson saying that Joe Judge is back. Art Stapleton saying that, he hasn't even met with ownership yet. Mike Garafolo saying that back in 2006. Tom Coughlin had to lay out a plan over 3 days it took. And then they finally ended up bringing him back. And, Joe Judge's situation right now, for all intents and purposes, it seems like he's going to be retained as the head coach. He's going on with today, talking to players and coaches as if he has a future with this team. Now, how does this make me feel? I'm dizzy with frustration, dizzy about the lack of competence from this organization. John Mara has completely made a fool of himself. Everybody, analysts, pro player, everybody thinks the Giants are the worst team in football and a joke of an organization. I have boiled down to this point for a myriad of reasons, right? Over the 2 seasons Joe Judge has been head coach of this team, he's had 15 losses of 10 points or more. He's only had 2 wins that he's won by 10 points or more. This team is an atrocious piece of steaming crap, and ultimately it always flows back to the ownership and it flows back to the top of the fish. It's really just a big problem coming from the nepotism and the lack of accountability for your team. The realistic, nature of what the Giants need to do is they need to freaking clean house, and that involves John Mara's freaking brother. It involves his nephew. It involves the nepotism and all these guys that have been there for so long, helping to drive this organization into the dirt. We are the worst team in football, guys, and it's not even close. Jacksonville beat the Colts yesterday on Sunday afternoon. Tennessee made a run, Houston made a run at Tennessee. The Jets competed against Buffalo. They all really put decent games together. They fought. The Giants laid down and went quarterback sneak to punt the freaking ball. I am so mad right now that they cannot see how everybody, the media, the fans, the analysts are all saying to fire Joe Judge. Everybody. But John Mara thinks he's the smartest guy in the room and that everybody else's opinion is shit because it's just not true. Every decision he's made has helped push this team further into the abyss of the Mariana Trench, and now we're going to have to wait. And the worst part about it is Joe Judge is set up to fail, guys. Joe Judge is set up to freaking fail. He has no offensive line. He's not sure about his quarterback and Daniel Jones. They have to make a decision on his 5th-year option. His coaching staff's about to see a lot of turnover. Rob Sale's already going to Florida. So talk about some more coaching staff turnover. They have no money. All of their money's tied up into free agents they signed. Kenny Golladay had 0 touchdown passes this year, touchdown receptions rather, and they're paying him $16-17 million per season, $72 million over 4 years. This team is an absolute shambles. No money, no offensive line, no quarterback, coaching turnover. Joe Judge is set up to fail. And when you have a coach who's set up to fail, what kind of general manager is going to want to come here and help overhaul this team unless he's given full, power to make decisions and authority to replace Judge if he wants to? This is Kevin Abrams and Joe Judge written all over it. And the thing is, a GM coming in here said, why would they ever want this job? Because if they fail, they're going to get fired with Joe Judge. Now it's just a revolving door of head coach, GM. Probability is Joe Judge gets fired after this upcoming season anyway if he's retained. Now, there are still reports out there that he may still be fired. They're saying he hasn't met with ownership yet, but he's speaking to coaches, speaking to players. Like he is the future here. Like he's still going forward. And that's a really big concern to me, guys. I don't understand how ownership comes to the conclusion that he is still, that he's still the guy. And at least there is a silver lining. Dave Gettleman seems to be gone for good. He officially retired. The Giants just announced it. And honestly, I feel offended. I feel like the organization just flipped me off. And probably the entire fan base saying that, they let Dave Gettleman retire. Look at the Bears. Look at some of these teams, average to above average teams, not really above average, but mostly average teams, firing head coaches and general managers. The Giants let Dave Gettleman retire. I don't understand, the incompetence. He drove this team in 4 years into the shitter. There's nothing that you can say to me that says he deserves to be retiring gracefully right now. They should have fired his ass. He should have been a public humiliation for what he's done to this team and this fan base and the animosity he's between people. It's just unbelievable what we're watching unfold. The organization is just an absolute shit show, and it stinks from the head down. Ownership is really the ones that we have to be putting a lot of blame on because ultimately they're the ones making these decisions, guys. I'm really happy that Dave Gettleman is gone. I think that it'll hopefully put us in a better position to move forward. But it's probably going to be Kevin Abrams who takes over. And Kevin Abrams, I don't trust that guy with anything. I wouldn't trust that guy, with Joe Judge. And Joe Judge, I want him out of here too. It just you can't get enough of the terrible people in this organization. It's just one after another. They just keep churning them out. I don't understand where they're coming from. The Giants just breed incompetence and breed failure. They're the worst team in the league. The Jaguars, neck and neck. And even after the Urban Meyer thing, I'm like, the Giants still might be worse. It really is sad, guys, to see how far this team has dropped. We can only hope for the best, but I can tell you what, I'm not going to be optimistic about this upcoming year. I'm going to be extremely objective and critical of all of these moves because they deserve to be criticized, right? Every single move deserves to be criticized. I am so freaking mad. I don't have to take up boxing or something because I got to get this anger out somehow. This team drives me absolutely freaking nuts off the walls. I can't handle it much longer. Of course, I'm still going to be pumping out content because it's my job, but hell, I might have to take up another profession. I might have to take up painting or something and just staring at the wall on Sundays because it's just mind-bogglingly difficult to watch this team fail over and over and make the decisions. Everyone's screaming on social. Everyone's screaming on television. Do this. Fire Judge. Move forward. And they just can't do it. They can't. Mara has no balls. Guy's been neutered. I don't understand why he's doing this to us. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, more news will be coming out in the coming hours and days. We'll have it to you as soon as possible, as always. But hopefully you guys have a better day. I wish it was Friday. We could start drinking now, but it's only Monday. We got a long week ahead of us. Stay tuned for more information. Make sure to like, subscribe the video below on YouTube. We'll catch you guys on the next Fireside Giants episode.
TVSO.